today we're going to review the distributive property, but we're going to spice things up a little bit with some fractions in here. So grab your fraction calculator, pause the video for a moment, grab your fraction calculator, and then we'll get ready to work our way through here. So we're going to run through, kind of like we typically do, I'll run through the evens with you, and then I expect you to do the odds. You can complete the odds on the Google form. So I am going to bring the multiplication through to each part, which means that I have to multiply 1/3 times 7/3. I get 7/9. Oops, why is that not showing up? 7/9. I'm having some issues. Let's see if we got this to work. Let me erase that. So again, I'm going to distribute that through 1/3 times 7/3, 7/9 p. I do the same thing, 1/3 times 10/3 plus 10/9. Now I cannot combine these because they're not like terms. The first term has a p, the second term does not. So this is my final answer for this problem. Next one is very similar. Again, just make sure that you have your fraction calculator and you're ready. Don't worry about the improper form. In fact, I prefer the answers in improper form, but your calculator will simplify where normally we would simplify diagonally. I'm going to distribute that through. I would simplify diagonally. Your calculator is going to take care of that for you. So if you did this one correctly, you should get 33/7 b plus 12/7. And again, that would be my final answer because I can't combine those terms because they are not like terms. One has a b and the other one doesn't. On your calculator, this one might have shown up a little bit different. Maybe it showed up as 4 and 5/7 when you combine that in. You can't put the b in your calculator, so when you plug it in your calculator, you'll do 12/7 times 11/4. And again, it would either show the improper form, the form I prefer, depending on the calculator you have, or the mixed number form. If you're using the calculator that I recommended at the beginning, if you put your finger over the answer or put your arrow over the answer, it should show you the list of all the different answers you could get, mixed, improper, decimal, etc. And so that if you don't see something in there that is like the answer, because yours will be a multiple choice, then you can just change it to one of its equivalent variations. If you're not sure about something, please, as always, just kind of shoot me an email and I will see if I can talk you through it. Remember, if you don't see a number there, we assume that's a 1, so this is -1 times both of these, and all that's going to do is change the sign. So it's not going to change anything but that minus the -10/3 to a +10/3, the +1 to a -1. Okay, so that's kind of a not so bad one, pretty easy. I didn't even have to plug anything in my calculator. Things that you want to watch out for, though, when things get a little bit more complicated and I'm distributing and combining like terms at the same time, as in problem number 8, I have to do the distribution part first. So do not do that subtraction, even though it looks like you should. It's standing there just waiting for you to subtract it. It would make that 0. Fight that urge. I have to do the multiplication first. Order of operations says multiply before you add and subtract. And so I have to distribute that 1/2 through. So this is going to be 1/2 minus, then I'm going to do 1/2 times 9/10. So that would be 9/20 n plus 1/2 times 2/3. Oops, I'm sorry, because it's a negative. That would actually be minus there. So go back to my pen. So this is like, you can treat this like this is plus -1/2. So that's why this first term became negative, which means the next term is going to become negative as well. I just write it as a minus. And when I do 1/2 times 2/3, I will end up with 1/3. Okay, so now the 1/2 minus the 1/3 can be combined. And again, just plug in 1/2 minus 1/3 into your calculator, and you should get 1/6 minus 9/20 20ths n. I can't go any further than that because that 1/6 doesn't have an n, the 9/20ths does. Okay? So we're going to work through our very last problem, and then like I said, it's you on your own. Give it a try. Change my color so it doesn't get blended in. Again, I have to do this multiplication first. So I'm going to treat that like plus negative 3/2. It's going to be multiplied by both parts. So this is going to be negative 3/2 times negative 3/2 times 16/3. And when you plug that in your calculator, you should end up with negative 8k. And then it's negative 3/2 times 41/10. And when I multiply that one through, it looks like that's going to be minus 123/20. This could also show up in your calculator depending on the variation that you have, 6 and 3/20. But I like to keep it improper. I mentioned that before, and that doesn't change. Okay, so now I bring down the 23/9 that I didn't touch yet. So 23/9 k minus 8k minus 103/20. So now I can do the 23/9 minus 8. That I can plug in my calculator. The k I'll put in at the end. The k won't go in. You can't put the variable into your calculator. Minus 123/20. So then I can do this 29/3 minus 8. Again, it's just a matter of plugging that into your calculator. So I would end up with 5/3 k minus 123/20. And that would be my final simplified form. So again, your job is going to be to go through and finish the odds. I have them on the Google form. Just select the right answer. If you're having an issue, again, with your calculator and making sure that it puts in proper form, just shoot me an email and then we can talk and figure out what you need to. Otherwise, have a great day, and we will talk soon.